Hey everybody, and welcome to another Hunters Connect video. On the last video that I did about all of the duck sounds, I talked about the different things, different calls that a duck makes, and went through that in a series of different calls. On this video, I want to talk about how to actually make those sounds with the call. Now, I'm left-handed, so I always grip the call in my left hand, and I'm going to put the insert in the left hand, kind of centered between the thumb and my first finger, right at the base in the kind of the webbing of my thumb and first finger. Now, when you put the call to your mouth, you're going to put your bottom lip underneath the call, and your top lip sits right below the top of the rounded part of the call. So kind of like this. Now, I'm going to go through making 3 different sounds. I'm going to go through just your standard quack. I'm going to go through your 5-note greeting or hail call, whatever you want to call it, and the feeder chuckle. So when calling ducks, it really has to do about cadence. So your general quack, when you're making the sound and thinking about making that sound, it is just a whack. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't know what you call that sound, but the best way I can describe it is just making the sound whack, kind of like to go along with the quack that they make. So it's going to sound something like this. You put the call up to your mouth like I described, and just do a general quack. It's going to take some practice to get that down, but once you figure it out, then you can just work on that and make that quack over and over. I like to extend my hand when I make the call. It kind of projects the volume out and changes the tone just a little bit. So that's just your general quack. Now moving into the 5-note greeting. Again, this is all about cadence, and so when you're making the sound, it's going to be kind of wah, 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 wah. So you start with a little bit longer note and then get a little bit quicker and a little bit shorter as you go down. So it sounds something like this. So that's just, you're going to hear every single duck that'll do that. Again, this is going to take a lot of practice, but once you get better at that, then you can kind of intermix and change calls and work on other things like the comeback call and other types of calls that ducks make. But so that's number 2. Number 3 is the feeder chuckle. Now this one takes a while because you just have to train your tongue to be able to make a fast enough call. And the sound that I make into the call is a ticka. And start slow, and so you're going to want to go ticka, 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 ticka. And then as you start to train your tongue to go faster, you can speed up and train your tongue before you even start blowing the call. So it's ticka, 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 and you start to kind of roll your tongue off the top of your mouth, and then that sounds something like this. Yeah, so those are the 3 calls that you're going to want to learn first, and once you master those, then move on to other types of calls. Thanks for watching this Hunters Connect video. If you need any more resources, be sure to like and subscribe and check out all of the other content we have right here on the YouTube channel. So here's a bonus tip. If you are a really novice caller and you're going to be going hunting with people that are more experienced than you, and you still want to call and you want to be engaged in the hunt, but you're afraid of what your mallard call sounds like, pick up a whistle. Now you can do several different calls with this, and it's going to add realism to the spread, so I'll go through a few of those. So first is just your simple teal call, which is just a lot of times you'll use that in early season or if you live down south. Another one is a widgeon, and it's a 3-note series, and it sounds like this. If you'd like to learn how to do the Drake mallard whistle, it's think about like you're blowing into a kazoo. So you're going to go. So if you learn those few calls, it'll add realism to the spread, and it'll help you as a novice feel more comfortable in the field calling with those around you.